2, 1.
It's time to turn up at work with the Bahamas sweethearts. It's Melody in your midday on Global 99.5 FM.
And we are back once again. Welcome to all of my listeners. Thank you for tuning in. And today at this hour, we are looking at people in our neighborhood. Today, we've got an awesome guest filled with energy. You have no idea. Mr. Nathan J. Burrows. And he's here today to talk about the social dance that has been, or social dance society. Is that correct?
Definitely, that's it.
Okay, so before we get into it, I want you to tell them a little bit about yourself. I've known you for a while, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't.
Yeah, sure. So, again, my name is Nathan J. Burrows, and I am the senior instructor of NJB Social Dance, and I'm also the chairman of the Bahamas Social Dance Society. And pretty much that's just a group of dancers here in the Bahamas, a group of instructors, people who've just been dancing for fun, and there's a lot of people from all over the world, people who live here for years, from different backgrounds, and we all just come together for this central activity of dancing with a partner.
So when you say social dance, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean like you're just coming for the fun of it, or does it mean that it doesn't mean I have to be a really good dancer, not a good dancer?
Right. So when we start this conversation about social dancing, what we're really talking about is dancing, holding someone. And we can even extend that to say line dancing as well, because even in the line dancing situation, everyone's connected by one partner, someone who's leading off the whole line dance. And so with social dancing, we're talking about holding someone. We're talking about a guy going up to a lady and saying, "Hey, would you like to dance?" And then go ahead and have a successful dance where that lady is now feeling confident, happy, and she's having the time of her life, just following this confident leader, you know?
So let me ask you a question, because Bahamians tend to do a little bit of social dancing, right?
Right.
Every culture has social dancing, right? So it's a gal me want Paolia,
oh,
right?
Yes.
Okay, so is that the type of music that happens? Is it the same that would be in the Bahamian clubs? Is it the same type of dancing, or is it like real classes?
So this is the big dilemma right now. And the dilemma is that people are dancing. Everyone, you go to a club, people are dancing.
Yeah.
And you go different places and people are dancing. But the organization around what they're doing and how the literal cultural techniques that you're doing, these have history, these have backgrounds. And we owe it to ourselves to actually just become more educated on the different options that are available to us, more than just dance hall. There's swing, there's salsa, bachata, merengue. I alone just know 13 different dance styles, and that's just touching the little iceberg.
There are 13?
There are way more than that. You know, so Germany has waltz, America has swing. America also has salsa, believe it or not. People think salsa is like a strictly Cuban thing. Salsa was formed in New York by the immigrants, the Latin immigrants that was there in New York. So keeping all of these points in mind, my big passion is talking about Bahamian social dance. What do we have as a social dance product that we can dance, and we can reinforce here in the Bahamas, and we can then advertise that to the world. Hey, this is what Bahamian social dancing is. And that's actually a big topic of discussion by everybody in the music industry. Everybody's trying to figure this out. You know, what do we call this? What do we, you know, how do we articulate this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about time we do that too, because I find that Bahamian ideas, Bahamian culture tends to get watered down or lost even.
Yes.
So it's good that you're actually doing this. So tell me, what is to you, or to the Bahamian Dance Society, what is Bahamian music?
Right. So after having so much conversations with different people, with Freddie Munnings and a few others, basically I've come to this conclusion that we need to group Bahamian music under one name, and let's just call it Gombe. All right, the word Gombe has been floating around throughout history. People have been producing albums calling it Gombe, but when you listen to the music, it actually sounds like Rake and Scrape, or it actually sounds like Calypso, or it actually sounds like Junkanoo. So what we should do is we should say Bahamian music is ... Junkanoo, Rake and Scrape, and by extension Calypso, as a music that is shared by all these different Caribbean countries. So we share Calypso, but we are distinguished by doing Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape. And so once you apply that, then our national dance style would then be Gombe. Gombe. And so we would advertise to the world that the official dance, social dance style of the Bahamas is Gombe. And you could dance this to Junkanoo, you could dance this to Rake and Scrape, you could dance this to Calypso, right? So a big part of the pandemic for me, not only was it for me moving to Long Island, but it was taking a deep dive into this topic and seeing what Gombe would look like. I actually produced a video on this. I introduced Gombe to the Bahamas through.
You gotta send that to me.
Yeah, I will send it to you. I will send it to you. And it's very simple. And when you look at it and you see it being danced, it looks so familiar because you see you see the shrugging in the shoulders. Every dance class that I've taught, every salsa class, and I teach these beginner Bahamian dancers. They always start with their shoulder. And I'm like,
that's our thing.
Yeah, where's
That's
the
our
shoulder
thing.
coming from? You know. And naturally, you had to apply that in there. Even if you look at my dad dancing, and my dad is a strict Christian man, like from Long Island, moved to Nassau. When you see him dancing, the man moving his shoulders, he's like,
yeah,
right?
that's
He's
just the thing.
going, so yeah, Gombe. I think this should be it, and we should lock that book. We should seal that, and we should publish that, and we should run with it. You know, yeah.
So for the music society in the country right now, or social dancing scene in the country, how do you feel as though people would accept that? How would they get involved with it?
Yeah.
Let's say they're shy.
Right. Yeah. This is, listen, for everybody listening, I'm going to just say it live right now. I've heard every single excuse to avoid dancing that you could ever say to me. The 2 left feet. I tell people, listen, you got 2 left feet. I've taught people with no feet. All right? Like I've heard it all. I'm too old. I'm too slow. I'm too whatever it is. And I just wish people would learn to recognize when they're making excuses. And really understand the value that learning how to social dance will do for you. You know, go to a social dancing class and learn, gents, guys, how to be a leader, and ladies, learning how to be a follower. And it might sound like, subservient or anything like this, but you really come to see that we just playing roles. This is just role playing.
Yeah.
One person's playing a role. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. It's just a matter of role playing, and one person's playing leader and one person's playing follower, and it's a beautiful thing. You could imagine for a married couple.
Actually, it sounds romantic.
It is romantic. It is therapeutic. It's a mode of counseling for some people to figure out these leadership followership dynamics that they may not have gotten taught by their parents or by their community leader or whatever. Yeah.
So explain once again, social dance society here in the Bahamas. 'Cause, not only that, I also want to know. I know that you've been in Long Island as well,
Yeah,
so you have
yeah.
2 islands that you could really
Right,
give
I'm
me some
tapping
information
into
on.
right now. Yeah. So here in Nassau, I used to have a studio. Everybody would have known me from being on Cable Beach. I had a studio there right above the Swiss pastry shop, but that since closed down with the pandemic. Like I said, I moved to Long Island. But the beauty in what we're trying to establish right now is that there is social dancing happening on all the islands of the Bahamas, right? This is just something that we have to wrap our minds around. There's dancing happening everywhere. And what we need, and my purpose of being here this morning, is just to get everybody tapping into this idea that if you look around the corner, if you go to the neighborhood bar or something, they're playing some music.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for you to connect and for you to start social dancing. And the only next step from there is thinking, how can I find someone who can teach me? So here in Nassau, I have junior instructors ready to go to take on classes. In Long Island, I'm there. Whilst I'm there, I'm teaching classes, and I have an instructor that I'm working on right now to take on classes over there. In Eleuthera, we have Salima Harbour, who just moved there with her family. And she is actually one of the big instructors here in the Cuban style of salsa.
Wow.
Yeah, so you could get some classes in Eleuthera if you wanted. In Grand Bahama, we have a dancer down there. He's carrying on bad. He does a lot of line dancing. I forget his name, right? Luck Timothy. There it goes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Luck Timothy. It's a great name. Dancing with
Spreading
Luck.
out, man.
Yeah, because this isn't even about me or what I want to achieve. This is really about imagine if everybody figured out their little piece of the Bahamian culture pie that they wanted to fix.
It's really history, too, if you
It's
think about
history.
it. Yeah.
We are writing history even in this moment. And if everybody would do that with their own thing that they do, figure out how can we make this really Bahamian, not just fake Bahamian. How can we make this authentic? And then we could push that. Imagine what this country would be like if everybody
Yeah.
did that on all the islands,
Yeah.
not just about New Providence. It's not about it, you know? Yeah.
So what do you think about this statement? It starts from the head. Do you believe it starts from the head, or do you think with this idea we need to actually start from our children?
I think, well, you dig in deep into some other passions that I have inside me.
Oh, please do tell.
Yeah, just because I feel that if we have a ministry of education, right, then we must understand that education begins at the home. So if you don't have a ministry of a national education program for the home first, then everything that you do in the classrooms, everything that you do in your college campus, everything is working double as hard to fix a problem at the root. Because the root problem is what's happening in the homes, what's happening at the home level. So imagine if schools were centered around family education first, then the national exams come in after that. Our society would change from the ground up. So I'm hoping that if people are listening and we stay on topic with this social dance product, I'm hoping that Ministry of Education would take this challenge on to recognize social dance as something that can be learned by everyone, and that should be learned for mental health
Yeah.
and emotional health. Emotional intelligence in these kids. I think it's something that should be implemented all across the country as a part of a national social dance program. You know,
And every kid, no matter how young they are, as soon as the music starts, you see them start to
they
do a
already
little
wiggling.
something. It's in them
They're
already.
starting there. It's just
Yeah.
the adults who forgot their childhood and now they, making it hard on these kids. We need to stick to our root, stick to the kids. What is
Yeah.
the lifestyle that we're creating for these kids? You know.
I agree.
So yeah, that's the whole initiative at its core, for sure.
Now, as we're talking about how incorporating the dance society into the community, with your past experience, can you tell me a situation how dancing or this group of people
Yeah.
has actually made an impact either in your life or
Oh,
someone else's?
I got a little bit of goosebumps just thinking about a few of them. I had a couple that just gave me a little bit of goosebumps just now. Okay, so I could tell you about right off the top a very good close friend. I'd even call her like a mother figure in my life. She's a German lady. She started off with zero skills. I mean, she lived here for majority of her life, but she has that German culture, and she never really wore dresses or anything like that. She was super reserved, against the whole letting a man lead her type of situation. Her rhythm was completely off, and when she got into the class with me the very first time, she completely struggled. But there was one thing about her that just made her commit, and she realized that this was really something to grow, to develop her. And she struggled through that, and she had, everybody in the dance community, they know exactly what I'm talking about. She had this birthday party, and she invited everyone. She wore 3 different dresses that night. She did she did 3 different performances that night, and she invited everybody out. And she just, her personality is, imagine like a butterfly just busting out of a cocoon.
Oh, wow.
That was her experience through social. That would have never been possible if she hadn't taken on social dance. She really just broke open, and even today, she is. I call her all the time. She's a close motherly figure to me. And aside from her, I have countless experiences with students who were reserved, and they really didn't talk confidently. They didn't have that sense of confidence, and particularly guys. This message is for the guys. Guys, we naturally, generally speaking, we're not the type to say, let's go out and dance,
No.
right? That's not really what we do.
The older men.
Yeah,
The older men.
Yeah, I even speaking, thinking about my dad and my older brother, it's like, we're not going out to dance. We can go and, let's say, go catch some fish, or go play basketball, or go play some game, or build something. And the guys don't really generally want to do this. But here's the big caveat. The guys want to hang out with the ladies.
Yeah.
They want to spend time with women.
Yeah.
And they want that to be a successful time, whatever that successful time looks like to them. And the key to that successful time is their ability to establish a safe relationship of safety and joy and happiness with this lady in a moment. Okay, and that's what we do when we dance. When you connect with that partner, you're telling this partner by the moment you touch her hand, are you safe in my hands, right? That's the first thing she's figuring out. Then the second thing after that is this going to be an enjoyable time for me, right? Am I wasting my time or not? And so that's ultimately leads to the next dance or the next dance or the next dance or whatever. So, guys, I know you don't really want to dance all the time, but you want to hang out with the ladies. And the ladies want guys that have confidence and can lead them safely. So you owe it to yourself to just learn a thing or two about leadership through social dance. And then imagine you could go anywhere around the world and you could ask a lady, hey, would you like to dance? And you could
show off, man.
You could just dance with this lady and have the time of your life, and she'd be blown away, you know?
I remember a time I was fairly young, and I was in a band that was also fairly young. I was actually the oldest one in the band, but I was fairly young. And I was only female, and there was this guy. He said every time we're done with a gig, we used to do, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday over at Dragon's PI.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he used to dash off, and sometimes some of us didn't have rides. We're like, can we get a ride home? He's like, no, I've got to go to dance class. You know, the ladies are waiting for me. He was fairly young, you know. So, men, I'm just going to let you know now, once again, if you're looking to meet that lucky lady, you might find her there. Women, if you're looking to meet that lucky guy with romance already in him.
Right.
Because dancing is a whole romance thing. Yeah, sense of leadership. Of course, you got to check it out. I might come actually check out one of your classes. You got to let me know who to go to over here. I have another question for you, though. Some women don't want to be led. So is there an opportunity for them to be the leaders when it comes down to dancing?
So I have two answers for you. Right? Scratching my head while I'm answering, right? So personally, right, I feel that the quick answer for you is yes. You could go there and you could practice being a leader. The little longer answer is maybe that's a sense of healing for you. Maybe that's a space where you never really felt confident going to a counselor. You never felt confident going to someone to talk about the quality of your life. And rather than taking that, that effort to go and see a counselor or anything like that, you might not even take that seriously. Go see a counselor? Me? Yeah. No, they need to see a counselor. So in this instance, you could just be going to have a fun class time. You're going to go and learn how to dance. But through that, and through the struggle of allowing someone to lead you, you become so much more than you ever could have imagined. And I can say that with confidence because I've taught hundreds of people. At this point, I've been doing this for 10 years. Hundreds of people. And they all have the similar effect, you know? So, yeah.
So you say you've been doing it for 10 years. To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I probably saw you 10 years ago. You look the same. So I just wanted to ask, is that also a good alternative to exercising?
It is, because the cardio is real. Like just on Saturday night, we was dancing. There's supposed to be a 3-hour event just dancing. We take that till midnight because, it's a new day. And whatever that's supposed to mean.
Okay,
but you dancing straight through. You dancing straight through. And this actually taps into something else I wanted to mention, the Bahamas Social Dance Congress. Okay? And I'm saying this because this is something that I need everybody to hear. Every social dance community around the world, they all have what's called a congress. And a congress is an annual event where dancers from around the world comes to that city and they dance their legs off.
I'm already intimidated. So what do you have to say to the people that can't dance and feel intimidated? Because I'm like, hold on, booty shaking.
Sure. So imagine this is a space of exposure. Imagine you go into a trade show or you go in somewhere else. This is like a trade show where you just, if this is your first time and you're intimidated about getting on the dance floor, you can just come and watch.
Okay.
Just come to watch, and you could just sit there and get your mind blown away and see what people are doing around the world. And then that might be the step that you need to say, hey, let me get in some classes. Because next year, the second Congress, I want to be on this dance floor.
You got to get this moving, man.
So 2022 is the goal.
Okay.
At Bahama. Anybody on Bahama listening, that's what's about to go down. Right?
Okay. Okay, so now, cost. Everything has a certain amount of cost. You don't necessarily have to say exactly what the cost is over the air, but let them know where they can find out the prices, as well as, do you accept donations for people that cannot afford the classes, but they really want to, or for the kids?
Totally. I'm working on a social program in Long Island right now, and that is a space where we definitely need donations for these kids to be able to take this alternative education because as a result of the pandemic and people having to go to online classes, imagine homes where there's 3 kids in this home and each one of them needs to go to school and they only have 1 computer. So you have a lot of kids where they just dropped out of school. You know, they said, okay, I'm just going to go sponging for the rest of the year. Or I'm just going to go fishing for the rest of the year. Sell my 27 $14 a pound crawfish that I just spare and get me $300 over a weekend for easy, you know. So the sell for them on education is a hard sell when they're already so easily making money and not having to be in school. And so this program that I have set up there at the Yuma Growth Hub in Grays, Long Island, Yuma Growth Hub, that's my office there, okay? That's where I host these classes, and we need to be able to get kids into these classes so they don't feel like they're going to the day school. They feel like they're going to some camp, some program it's going to be fun, and they get to do all these different things and learn about business, learn about entrepreneurship and how they could get themselves going and be successful before they turn at an age where it's too late to turn back, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what that is. Yeah, definitely donations is a thing. But you can find out more information on my school's website, njbsocialdance.com, or you can check out the Bahamas Social Dance Society on Facebook. We have all the social media pages up there. You know, we post content periodically and give you updates on the different events. Facebook is the main point of contact for finding out when the latest event is happening. And if you want to hang out right now, like on Saturday, Studio Cafe, come out.
You're going to be at Studio Cafe on Saturday?
Cafe, Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
7 o'clock.
I'm going to come out. I know I was out there before when they used to do it, and it's always a good time, a good vibe.
It is so good, and no pressure. Nobody's saying you got to come out there and do 100 spins, dancing with the star, or anything like that. No, just come out, meet the people, because this is a relationship building thing, right? We build in lasting relationships with people through social dance. So just come out, meet some people, get yourself out.
Yeah,
Experience
you'd be surprised how
now.
big the group is.
Yeah,
and it's expanding as well.
Definitely.
So don't get left behind. I'm about to jump on the bandwagon.
Yes, yes, that would be
okay.
awesome.
Once again, let them know where they can reach you if they want to give donations or if they want to be a part of your class.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, if you want to contact me directly, like right now, my number is 803-9929. You could WhatsApp me, you could call me, whatever. Send me a text, and we can figure out how to get you placed in our community, whether that's going to be through sending some donation or taking some classes or even becoming an instructor. Maybe you're a dancer who's already experienced and you're just thinking, hey, how can I learn some of these techniques and apply these into my network that I already have established now? Yeah, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's get you educated in the path of social dance. And performers, anybody who interested in getting on a stage, like there's people who always want performers. People are always contacting me for performers.
You're saying it's a job opportunity.
What? I just mentioned 2 job opportunities just
me.
now. What are you talking about?
Well, guess what? I love work. I love work. So I'm gonna try and tap into that.
Yeah. You could be an instructor. You could be a performer. You could be someone who competes and try to earn prize money.
Oh, wow.
You could be someone who does like a selector. So we don't have DJs in our community. We have selectors. Okay. And there's a big difference. So a DJ is going on there, and they're trying to blend songs together and bring sound like samples or sound effects into their music, and they maybe even be on the mic. But with social dance community, we don't do that because the highlight of the experience is the music and the dance that we do to the music. So we don't need anybody on the mic. We don't need anybody scratching no music. So we need someone to select the best combination of songs to dance to in a given night. And that is a beautiful that same German lady I was telling you about. This is her big road that she wants to take now that she
wants to be a selector.
Well, she is right now. She is actually, now that she's grown to a more comfortable place in dance where she could travel anywhere and dance with anyone right now. She's gotten to a place to where she's discovering this love of music. She's discovered a new love for music that she never had before. As a child, she used to turn off when Latin music or any other kind of music comes on the radio. Now she's finding everything, okay? And she is the true definition of a selector. She puts those into a nice little playlist, and when we go dancing on a Saturday night or whatever, we play her selection. You know,
Wow.
Selection by DJ Petra.
What?
The people connector. I hope she's listening right now. Petra, I know she ain't feeling too good. She's just coming back from Canada right now. But yeah, she's special like that. So yeah, all of these different ways you could get involved. You know,
Wow.
it's a whole community. It's an industry. It's an industry where money is being exchanged. Everybody
Wow.
owe it to themselves to be a part of this industry. You know. Let's set up a national dance program, and everybody has a chance of being a social dance instructor and being placed in one of these schools and teaching in these schools. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm coming.
Imagine all
I'm
the
coming.
private schools, all the government schools. Educate these kids, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, once again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on Global 99.5 FM. Mr. Nathan J. Burrows, y'all. Bahamian Dance Society and so much more. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to be keeping in check with you.
You should.
Or Maria.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be that
Hey,
nosy little
hey.
neighbor. Say, hey, what's going on? No
Yes.
sugar today, but any news?
Yes,
so,
yes.
so if you want to reach him, once again, that number, give it to them again.
803-9929. 803-9929.
All right. We're going to jump right back into our music. I want you to also check out our Facebook if you want to go over the entire interview once again. But at this moment, I want to say, hey, leave the door open for some new possibilities, new adventures, and new things in life, new experiences, okay? Bruno Mars coming right at you.